That's it? Are we done? Are we done, son? So. Did we eat or did we not eat today? That was a good banana. On some real shit. That was a good banana. Listen. I have not been excited for a Dragon Ball game like I've been excited for a Dragon Ball game since it's been a long time. I mean, Dragon Ball Fighters was to me like, it was chef's kiss. Don't get me wrong. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, chef's kiss. Don't get me wrong. But this. I'm definitely gonna go start making videos for this shit. Yeah. Let's go back to the video. Of course, here's the full gameplay setup, which is something that I already kind of like noticed. So let's start here. Let's immediately start with that. Okay, they got the Broly introductions, right? What you don't realize is that immediately is that this is like the last character, more than likely the last Goku that we get. I think that we're past that generation where that's how we're filling out the cast. I think that each Goku is gonna have a slot just like Xenoverse. I'm telling you that right now. Like for example, Goku is gonna have. When you pick Goku, it's going to tell you which version of Goku do you want. You want Goku early, Goku mid, Goku end, right? Goku super, etc. Things like that. You see what I'm saying? Dock setup, and then you can go to customize. It's hands down, that's how they're going to do it. Because when you do that, when you pick the version, then it's going to go ahead and tap into that data and say, this is the version of Goku. This is the model that we want you to pull from the game, from the game bank information and whatnot. Let's start there to clean that up, because there's a lot of misconception out there that this game is gonna do you dirty, just like Tenkaichi 3. It's not. So as you can see, Vegeta says he's gonna beat him on this day. Goku's doing the jump from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, takes the pose, hits the thing. So this is Goku from Dragon Ball Super Broly. The first thing that we notice here is immediately that the character is doing what is called the short burst and short dash, and is a full access mode, essentially very similar to like the snap vanish in Xenoverse, but it's not a snap vanish. It's more like a faster dash movement than your standard forward, back, so on and so forth. Now, my understanding is if you press the X button when you're doing it is if you hold the X button and then you move, then that's when your character starts doing the fast dash. Understandably so, mixing in fast dash with pretty much your combo setup, whatnot, is going to be like pretty much the bigger initiators when you're playing online, obviously, and when you're trying to get in on the character. As you see right there, when he's dashing slightly backwards and whatnot, you see the key is not draining when he does it. But that particular little sway, you can use it right before the opponent hits you. You can go ahead and use it, and it'll be basically like a dodge. So at that point, when you do the dodge, you can go ahead and come in with the homing kick, which is pretty much just holding square. And it'll be a dodge. Snap. Basically, short dash dodge into kick for Goku. It's not going to just solely be used for just movement. It's going to be pretty much a key staple in how you move around so as you're fighting, right? The one thing that they show you here, and I want to go ahead and go back. Getting hit causes you to get scuffed up, right? So you have to hit the ground. It's not just them punching you, is you hitting the ground. So as you hit the ground, as you look at Vegeta, now Vegeta has scuff marks and things like that. So if you hit the ground, if you go through rocks or anything like that, which is pretty cool that they're adding that particular touch. If you hit the ground, you get scuffed up. Like if you hit the ground, if you hit the rocks, things like that. But if you get hit with a special attack, you automatically your shit gets ripped. Automatic. It's not like, oh, you have to wait to a certain amount of health or something like that. If you see right here, he launched the Kamehameha wave and it hit him, and immediately when it hit him, even while dude was still on the floor, unlike Tenkaichi 3, which is something that you guys, which I fucking love. A lot of fucking Dragon Ball games, when the opponent is on the floor, right, and you launch a super attack, the super attack damage gets reduced. It gets reduced because of the simple fact that the opponent is on the ground. But what I personally think that is going to be a game changer for this particular game here in Sparking Zero is that when you're on the ground, you're still liable to get fucking damaged. That's some Tekken shit. Like in Tekken, you're not safe. Just because you think you're on the ground, if you lay on the ground, they could just do an OTG on you. They could just fucking pick you up from the ground and do a combo. You see what I'm saying? In this particular game, from my understanding and from what I'm seeing, is that when he did this combo, right, the dude was on the floor, and when he launched the Kamehameha wave, it took a fucking chunk and a half of damage. Now, if you see Vegeta now, his armor's gone. He's looking just like towards the end of the Dragon Ball Super Broly Vegeta. Now, look. As Goku's flying and he gets hit with the Gallic gun, like I said, just hit with the Gallic gun, it wasn't, look at his health, right? The aesthetics in the game is not about the health. Whereas to the other Budokai Tenkaichis, so if you hit somebody with a super attack, more than likely their shirt and their attire is going to change. If you hit somebody through the rocks and you hit somebody on the ground, that's when they start getting scuff marks and things like that of the sort. The crazy thing about it is, if you see the hitbox here, right, versus the hitbox for the Kamehameha wave, the hitbox for the Gallic gun is way different. The hitbox for the Kamehameha wave, we didn't see it like when it first hit you, or when you're getting hit standing up. But if you see how the Gallic gun is hitting you, the Gallic gun like hits you first and then it starts blowing up in different spots. So like if you see the character there, you see you're like being bounced around and shit. Like I don't know if that's going to be the case. I don't know if that's going to be the case with the majority of the other attacks to make it look like, you know, you're caught on the storm and shit like that. But that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and look at the sky. I don't know if it's because Vegeta went into ultimate mode. Let's double check on that to make sure that to see if it's because Vegeta went into ultimate mode. But yeah, okay, yeah. So the sky changes colors when you go into ultimate mode. I thought it was when both of you guys start powering up, it changes the ambience of the stage. Now we have the first look into the transformation ability, and what we get from it, of course, is a staple of everything that's Tenkaichi, which is essentially the way he fights. So Goku now fights a little bit different than what he did before, than what he does in his normal, in his normal stage. Here he has a whole different set of moves based off his transformation as well, and it also gives you access, obviously, to a different ultimate. From this, we got some insider info later on that those little asterisks that you see on the left and the right side, right here, Goku's side, you see this little number here, right? This number here represents what is called like as this is leveling up, right, and going through its thing. This starts going up as well, and these are called the skill markers, right? So when you get to a certain number, you can use these skill techniques in order to go ahead, like evade, defend, attack, etc. So an example of that is what we know as Wild Sense. You can activate Wild Sense via these skill little badges that you get here on the right side. Another thing is, It also allows you to basically knock super attacks to the side while you're blocking. It also allows you to defend and counter while you're blocking. So a little bit of everything that does. Now, those skill badges also work in transformation, in conjunction to your transformation. I believe Super Saiyan 3, depending on which Goku you're picking, right? I'm talking about base Dragon Ball Z Goku. I'm assuming that that's how it's going to work for the Dragon Ball Z Goku version. For this particular version here, I am saying for this particular version for the Dragon Ball Z or the Dragon Ball Broly movie, I'm assuming that Goku is going through the transformations that he has in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. God, Super Saiyan God, and then Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. So those are the three transformations that Dragon Ball Super Broly Goku would have. And if you notice, when he went Super Blue here, it took away basically 2 of those badges. Is every time you go, every transformation, is it going to take 2 badges, or is it just going to take, or depending on the transformation, will it go up 1? Will it go up a badge and whatnot? That's something that that I think basically answered itself here once he transformed, because if he had to use 3 badges in order to get to blue, that means that the number that he went from up here, if you look, right, he's at 5. So when he transforms into blue, it goes down to 2. I think that in order to transform, you will automatically require 2 skill badges in order to transform, no matter what transformation you're looking for. Ultimate skills just use the ultimate skills, or the super skills only use ki. Here's something that I want to also paint a picture for you guys. So right now, right on the screen right here, we got something that's very important, and this is the little badge that's on the left. This goes down based off the transformation that you're in. So as you can see right here, if you are in Super Saiyan Blue, this skill recovery goes up slowly or slower than if you was in base. This is something that I noticed when both of them are in base, as you can see, right? Now he's at 1, which means that the skill recovery, the skill badge recovery rate, when you go at a higher level, goes up slower as you get to a higher level. Now, I don't know how that works in tandem with how it used to be back in the Dragon Ball days. Just remember that back in the Dragon Ball Tenkaichi days, as you go up a transformation, they also would add the penalties of defense and shit like that. So yeah, your attack power would go up, but your defense would just start crumbling. Teen Gohan particularly was one of the most powerful fucking characters in Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3, right? Like, amazingly powerful. Nonetheless, what ends up happening is that if you use Teen Gohan, right, and you went Super Saiyan 2, that was like a double-edged sword. If you weren't good at dodging, you weren't good at blocking, and somebody got their hands on you, no matter who it was, yo, damage central. Damage central. That Super Saiyan 2 Gohan had no fucking defense. Yeah, especially in team battles. You could knock Gohan out fucking fast, because per transformation, per level of transformation, your defense goes down, but your attack power is supposed to go up. Things like that. Like your speed goes up, all that shit or whatever, but your defense usually goes down. With the incorporation of the skill badge, I don't know if that's going to be the case, is how fast the skill you can build the skill badges. Here they're showing you guys how badges are used. So Goku had four skill set badges. They built another one up, right? And I said that this little marker here, you see a 3 under it. The 3 is the speed that it goes up, that your skill badge goes up, and essentially per transformation it goes down. So if you go up a transformation, I'm assuming one transformation up is going to go down to 2, and then any transformation from 2 and up is going to be basically at 1 as far as the speed of the skill set recovering and shit like that as this bar builds up. Now Goku uses one of those, which is later explained in the thing that this is how you use the skill. It's called a preemptive skill, so you use the move as it's coming. You don't do it in real time. So like when you see something, right? So let's say Vegeta used the Gallic Gun, you would press, let's say, I'm assuming that the way they're going to set up the skills is going to be in the directionals, are going to be activated via this. And then the ultimate moves are going to more than likely be activated based off the R2 or R1, square, triangle, X, circle, whatever the case might be. That's my theory, because that's generally how a lot of these Dragon Ball games work. Another thing that they could do is that they could use basically like Raging Blast. They'll use the right analog over here to do the ultimate. So if you press up, you do, you know, the up ultimate, or you press left and right down, and you can customize them based off that. So it gives these buttons access to something different. That's more than likely could be the case. Those are the things that I'll point out in regards to the controller schematics, and then these are going to be used as the skill set moves. So for example, if you press down with Goku, if you press down on Goku, if you're using Goku mid, it's going to probably end up being like full power. If you press to the left, is going to be wild sense. If you press up, is going to be now you've made me angry kind of shit, you know, things like that. But it all depends on how many skill badges you have in order to be able to do so. So as you see, Vegeta goes Super Saiyan Blue here, and if you look at his skill badges, it dropped down from 5 to 3. Now, obviously the leveling of the skill going up is a little bit slower. Obviously, it goes down to 1. So, and another thing is that bar goes up as well as you're getting hit. It goes a little bit faster, and as you're hitting the opponent as well. Those kind of things take into consideration, shit like that. Yeah, like armor moves and things like that. Yeah, if you're blocking or you're in the middle, the opponent is in the middle of a string as well, you can use that one, and it allows you to push that back. Now, this in particular is interesting. So in order for you to do this, my understanding is the following. There are perimeters that has to be set up in order for you to do the ultimate skill. And I think that the perimeters has to be that you have to be at low health, so your final health, and then in ultimate mode, right? In order for you to perform what is called like the ultimate blast. If you use your ultimate while being in ultimate mode before getting to no bars, right? Or to your last health bar, then what ends up happening is that you will just perform your regular ultimate move, which should be the super Kamehameha, right? Now, my understanding here is that you can press the buttons, tapping the triangle, while on the other side, the opponent will obviously be doing the exact same thing. You get hit with an ultimate blast or an ultimate attack, it obviously goes into the thing where like the character gets wiped out of the screen and whatnot. But if there's a beam clash, as we saw, which was what I was very hyped about, they added the dimensional beam clash, which is something that I wasn't expecting to see in a video game. I thought that this was like Broly, you know, the Dragon Ball Super Broly thing, but they added this shit into the Dragon Ball Super, into the fucking game. So it's like the beam clash are gonna look fucking sick. Look at the environment. Look at the environment. This is something that you have to really have been working hard on this shit, because, right, he beat Vegeta, but look at the environment. The environment, right, starts changing, and you see the fucking light shining through. What? That's fucking sick. That's fucking sick. That's just fucking sick. That's just fucking sick. As you put more time into the game and you figure out how the movements are and you put all the movements together, this is going to more and more look like a genuine fucking Dragon Ball Z battle. You're just gonna see shit going like, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fucking crazy. And to be honest, that's really where I have to leave this. Needless to say, needless to say, I think that this is going to be the most genuine and authentic Dragon Ball gaming experience for all Dragon Ball fans alike. I know everyone loved the animation look and style of Dragon Ball Fighters, especially when you was doing like an Ultimate and things like that. But I think that Bandai Namco, with this particular cell shading, this particular style, this particular game, I think this is it. This is the nail on the head. Yeah, this is the nail on the head for the 3D world spectrum. And I don't know how you can move forward. Listen to what I'm saying. This is coming from the guy who you guys are seeing unretiring his YouTube channel at this moment. It's going to be hard to make a different kind of 3D Dragon Ball game outside of the Tenkaichi series. If you invested this much time in this, and then this game is as good as advertised, per what I have to say here, there will be no way that you could deviate from the Dragon Ball Spark and Zero meta in the sense of development for Dragon Ball game. Because if you go back to, like, I don't know, if you make a Kakarot 2 or something like that, that's gonna be in a separate little genre, obviously. But to make Xenoverse 3, right? Xenoverse 3 would have to legitimately be a beast of its own. Like, so separate to Tenkaichi that, like, when I say so separate to Tenkaichi, is you don't even put PvP in there. I'm giving it to you straight. Because to battle this in a game like that, and if you don't do it right, that game is going to fucking crash and burn, because what they're going to compare it is to this. That's my take on what is going to happen moving forward. There's honestly, I've never seen a Dragon Ball game this good in regards to how beautiful it looks and the touch and everything. Needless to say, if this is the bar. This is the bar. I'm sorry. This is the bar now. This is the bar of 3D open world fighting games in regards to Dragon Ball. This is the fucking bar now. Like, you have to be minimum at this level if you're going to put a competitive fighting game out there. And I'm going to say loosely competitive because we don't know how competitive this game is going to be. It's going to be fucking nuts. Like, there will be no other game that you could talk about and put it in front of this game by the bar and then say this game was better than Spark and Zero. Just by what we're getting, they're literally showing you some kind of balance, that they're saying, we focused on making everything, as balanced as possible. Obviously, with 100+ characters, it's going to be almost impossible to figure out all the nuisances. That's where we come in as players, and we find the fucking loops and cheats, and then they're gonna nerf that shit, or take it out of the game completely, because that's what we players do. We try to figure out what's the easiest way to win. Most of the time, that's what a lot of players do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming through this video. I know we were retired, but now we are back. I appreciate everybody for tuning in for my first video in I don't know, a few months, I guess. But now I'm looking forward to doing this Dragon Ball Spark and Zero content, and hopefully bring you guys everything at full power. It's time. It's Dragon Ball time. It's Dragon Ball time. Thank you. Love you. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let's get it. Now,